these cohorts, they have polluted all our water bodies. See, this water is coming from our taps. They have destroyed all our forests, and above all, the activities are killing people.
Mr. Eja, you have been found guilty of indulging in galamsey. And since you don't want to mention the names of your bosses, you have been sentenced to 25 years in prison. This is my judgment.
Please, I'll talk. Mr. Francis is bad. Mr. Martin is bad. Mr. Usu, please, Your Honor, please.
Yenjai, galamsey. Yenjai, galamsey.
Thanks for staying on. You're still live on Breakfast Show on GTV. We are hosting the Minerals Commission as we do most Wednesdays, every Wednesday in fact, and they get the opportunity to explain some of the happenings in the industry to their community and the rest of us. Today we are going to have, like I've said, an explosive conversation. It means we are going to be talking about explosives, and we are going to look at the safety implications as enshrined in the Minerals and Mining Explosives Regulations 2012 LI 2177. Last week we concluded our operational manual and small-scale mining and community mining operations conversation, and this week we're moving into another stage of discussions. I'm privileged to have been joined at the table today by Mr. Richard Kofi J. He's a Chief Inspector of Mines of the Minerals Commission. Good morning, Mr. J, and welcome.
Good morning. Thank you very much.
So, like I said, we're going to be discussing the explosives management and safety as per the Minerals and Mining Explosives Regulations 2012 LI 2177. Mr. J will help me in that conversation. In a few minutes, the President will be addressing a Peace and Security Forum at the Kofi Annan Training Center. And when the team is ready to link us with the venue, we will take a quick break and we'll listen to the President and then return to the program. So do take note. Remember, we are streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube. Turn on notifications for GBC's pages because we stream every segment separately. That way, if you have a segment of interest, the notification will pop up on your screen and then you can join. Of course, we want you to watch the whole program. But if you can't and you're interested in specific segments, then the notification button is your friend. Mr. J, good morning and welcome once again. We are talking about explosives. In the mining industry, is it always the case that explosives are used before the minerals are extracted?
Yes. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
We have two types of rock formation. We have the soft rock formation, or let me say the alluvial type, which doesn't require any blasting. Then we have the hard rock formation. And examples of hard rock formations are the granite. I don't know whether you've ever traveled on the Shire Hills, Akosombo stretch. Yeah. When we are going to Akosombo on your right, you see a number of them. We call them outcrops or granite. Then in the mine too, we have the hard rock. So hard rock are used for so many things. For example, the granite, they are used for road construction, they are used for civil works and all that. So in order to fragment it, you need to drill holes in the rock and load them with explosive before you can fragment the rock.
Which fragmenting here means?
Fragmenting means you are breaking it into the sizes that you want for it to be crushed to other sizes. So that's the meaning of fragmentation. So when you say fragment, it means you are loading the rocks with explosives and undertake a blast. So that's the meaning of fragmentation. And you cannot do that without using explosives.
Okay.
And explosives comes in three forms. You have the high explosives or the boosters. Example is what I'm holding. In fact, these are dummies, so no worries.
Okay, now I'm calm because I was beginning to get worried. Okay, there are explosives in the studio. Okay. Careful, but they are dummies, so.
Yes. Then we have the initiators or low explosives. These are examples of initiators. Then the third one is called blasting agents. They aid in blasting. The high explosives are the ones, for example, the boosters are the ones that will go into the drill holes. So what you do is that these are called downline hose explosives. They go into the hose, so they are called down lines. So you see some hose over here. So you insert it, it will come out and insert in the second hole again. Then it will come up here. Then you insert it into the hole or load it into the hole. So when you insert the detonator into the high explosive, you call it the primer or base charge. So this combination will go into the hole. Then you leave this one at the surface. So you do for number of holes depending on what you want to achieve. Maybe 100 holes, 50 holes, or etc. Then you connect this one. It's called trunk lines to the various combinations. These ones that are up
on the surface.
On the surface. Then when you are done, you connect it with what we call a safety fuse. Unfortunately, I couldn't get one to bring to the studio. Safety fuse. So it is the safety fuse that when you are ready, you light for the whole thing to explode. I hope you get it.
I get it. And there's a whole procedure, as you just explained.
Yes. And when you're about to light, what you do is that you have a vehicle waiting for you, and the safety fuse burns 2 feet per minute, and it is 8 feet. So which means the whole line is going to be 4 feet before the whole connection will explode. So you time yourself, because you have to run to and join the car for the car to take you to a safe place before you can, how do you call it?
This is interesting. So you light the fuse. It gives you a certain number of minutes to get to safety.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's 8 minutes because it's 2 feet per minute. Sorry, it's 4 minutes because it's 8 feet. So you ask yourself whether you'll be able to run to a safe place before the 4 minutes is done.
And what's the distance that is considered safe?
The distance that is considered safe is 300 meters. Where you know you are going with a vehicle. So you have a safe area.
So you can't do this on foot, you're saying? You need to be in a vehicle?
Yes.
Even if you are the fastest runner there is, you need to be in a vehicle.
To be on the safer side, because it's 4 minutes. You don't know whether when you are running, maybe you fall down or something. And the thing will go off and you'll be caught up in the blast. So it's better to have a car so that when you light it, you join the car, then the car will take you to a safe place.
In a mine setup, where are explosives supposed to be kept?
Explosives are kept in a magazine.
So this is not the magazine that we read.
No,
it's
no.
In mining parlance, a magazine means what?
A magazine means a house that is used to store explosives.
Okay.
You know, in the security setup, when you say magazine, that's where they store their rifles and their guns. But in the mining parlance, explosives, we use what we call civil or commercial explosives. So that is the place that it is used to store the explosives. And it's either a cemented building or a metal container. If it's a metal container, inside of the metal container should be lined with plywood because of the heat. Then all the nails that you use in nailing the plywood to the container must be puttied. Putty is just a sawdust plus chemical, because the nails should not be exposed the nails should not be exposed in the magazine. So all the nails that are used are countersunk with the putty, and the inside of the container is lined. Then the container has what we call windows to allow ventilation. Because explosives are initiated, and what explosive don't like is heat. So we don't want heat to stay inside the magazine. In a building to let's say a concrete building is the same. Then you have to surround the magazine with what we call ramp of loose earth. When I was entering, I saw sandbags. You know, when in terms of war, excuse me, the soldiers will hide behind the sandbags and shoot. The essence of the sandbag is that it cushions the gun, the bullets. So in much the same way, the loose earth ramp, in case of sudden detonation of explosives in the magazine, it cushions it, so that it will not spill over to the environment. So that's the essence of the earth ramp.
So these are the stationary places where all these explosives are kept. And so you have to follow these guidelines to even set up the facility that will store the explosives.
Yes.
Are there specific guidelines to regulate transporting or moving the explosives as well?
Yes. The law says that if you are transporting explosive from point A to point B, number one, it should be done within the hours of 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. What it means is that we don't want you to transport explosives in darkness. That is point number one. The vehicle that you are going to use to transport explosive shall be the type approved by the Chief Inspector of Mines, because the vehicle is supposed to have certain features, so that when you see it, you see that that is an explosive vehicle coming. The head is supposed to be separated from the body. It's just like the Kia. You know, we have the head and we have the bucket. But this one is an enclosed body. And in the head, if you are transporting explosives, it allows only 3 people to sit in the compartment. That is the driving compartment. That is the driver, the blastman or the explosive handler, and the policeman. So the arrangement is that the policeman will sit beside the window, and the blastman will sit in the middle, then the driver. The reason is that explosives, when you are transporting explosives, the vehicle should not travel more than 60 kilometers per hour. So the reason why the blastman is sitting in the middle is that always be watching the odometer to see whether you are going beyond that speed. Then the essence of the policeman is that in the event of traffic, because explosives are dangerous chemical, he will get down and control the traffic. Then the vehicle should have on it fitted with 2 fire extinguishers. Even some of them are have what we call fire suppression system, so that in the event of any fire, the suppression system will automatically work. Then the vehicle also should have 2 flags with the inscription "Ye," one in front, one at the back. So when you see a vehicle containing explosive coming, you see the flag shaking, just like the usual thing the general do. When you see a military vehicle with a flag on it, it means the general is inside. When the flag is tied, it means the general is not inside. It's the same thing. So when you see the flag flying, it means we have explosives inside. And again, the exhaust of the vehicle should point upwards. You shouldn't point down.
Why is that?
The reason being that, you know, some of the exhaust, they blow, all of them, they blow heat. So the interaction between the exhaust and the street can cause a spark. So that's the reason why all explosive vehicles are supposed to have their this thing pointing up. That is the exhaust pointing up.
I find it quite fascinating, because does that mean that there are special vehicles that only transport explosives?
Yes.
And they are the only ones that are that are allowed to be used?
Yes.
And all this is captured in the regulations?
In the regulations, yes.
What else does the regulation capture when it comes to use of explosives on the field?
On the field, the regulation says that, number one, the person going to do the charging should not use a metal in opening the boxes. They are stored in boxes because of the spark that I talked about earlier on. So you're supposed to use either a copper, brass, or wood in opening the, and the person doing the charging shall not smoke. The person doing the charging should make sure that the explosives is at least 30 meters away from ignition or fire. The person shall also not be intoxicated. And the person should be certified. It should be a competent person or should have the ticket from the Chief Inspector of Mines to do that work.
So anyone who is employed to detonate explosives at a mining site has to have certification?
Yes, certification. So you're supposed to have this booklet. It's called it's a certificate of competency. So which means the person
to handle explosives?
Yes.
To actually do the blasting?
The blasting.
How does one come by a certificate of that nature?
Number one, the person should be at least 21 years of age or 21 years old. It's in the regulation, regulation 57. Number two, the person should have first aid certificate, certified first aid certificate. Certified in the sense that all first aid certificate administered by St. John's or Red Cross expires after 3 years. So the person should have a valid first aid certificate. Number three, the person should have gone through a medical examination for the doctor to certify that he has no mental infirmity or bodily infirmity likely to interfere with the efficient discharge of his duties. Then lastly, the person should be examined by a board of examiners instituted by the Chief Inspector of Mines. And the board examiners comprise an inspector and official from the mine. So they will be doing the, how do you call it, interview. And if the need arises, they will even send the person to the field for him to conduct the blast in a safe manner. Before he's issued with this certificate. Before he's issued with this certificate, we will let him go through what we call CRD Form 59. What it means is that you go through or his fingerprints will be taken like this. This one was done by one detective sergeant, Zandu, at the Takwa division of the Ghana Police Service. And the reason being that you are going to handle explosives, you should not have any criminal record, past criminal record. Because in the olden days, when the whites came, when they brought their laws known as Gold Mining Protection Ordinance, and some people were giving blasting certificate. What they were doing at the end of the day, they were blasting in our river bodies for fishing. So because of that, when you read the criminal code, section 11, it says nobody should use explosive in fishing. That is why we have to make sure we go through this. So when you go through this and the police write to us that you don't have any criminal record against you, then we issue you with this book. And this book is not your property. So when you read it, say this book remains the property of the Inspectorate Division of Minerals Commission. So let's say you are working at Anglo Gold or Boise. You are issued with this book to conduct blasting there. And you resign. Anglo Gold will have to return this book to Minerals Commission. So let's say you find a job at Newmont. The Newmont will write to us that, Madam, there was one Madam Thelma working with the Anglo Gold or Boise with the blast number. Your number is here. And this number is unique to everybody. So he will just quote the number in the letter. Then we'll fetch for this book and send it to Newmont. So when Newmont receives this book, then you can go ahead and do your work as a blast man. So
the company doesn't keep it, and the person, the individual does not keep it as well?
It's the company that keeps it, not the individual.
Okay, but if there's a termination of contracts along the way, it's returned to the Minerals Commission. So is there some kind of courses that you have to read to pass or to, tick the boxes to get this certification?
Yes, you should know the regulation. We give them a syllabus, so you should know the regulations. Then you should also know how to handle explosives. Then again, the company will take you, the company submitting you for the examination will take you through induction and training. And the induction and training records shall be documented.
So it's the companies that submit candidates.
Yes, so individual cannot come because of the criminal thing, that intent that we don't know what you do after obtaining the book. So it's the company that submit candidates for examination in terms of blasting. So if you are coming to write the examination as an individual, it's not permitted.
Interesting. I'm sure that you are also learning a lot about explosives and how to operate them safely in the mining environment. I am as well. Join the conversation via WhatsApp number 055-5561-034, and let's read some of your comments out loud. I'm asking all these questions because sometimes people watch some of these programs, they hear of an opportunity and they're thinking, I might be interested in doing something like that. So we ask for their benefit so they know that it's not as open for all as some may have been thinking. Now, we are talking about the site and the explosives. Is there a buffer between where a blast is supposed to happen and the nearest community or nearest structure or residential facility?
Yes. When you read this law, Regulation 176, there is a term called exclusion blasting zone. What it means is that exclusion blasting zone, what it means is that where you are taking the blast should be 500 meters away from the community. So if the blast is going to take place here, it means the nearest community should be at least 500 meters away from the blast. Because of the fly rocks, many times I hear people that, oh, they've damaged my building.
Exactly what I'm building up to, because if the 500 meters is the accepted distance from the blasting site, the nearest community, how come we have those reports being made? Does that mean the regulations are not being followed?
No, not that the regulations are not being followed. What is happening is that, let me give you an example. When a quarry is about to start, when you acquire the granite through a license given to you by the minister, immediately you start the road construction to the site, you see people encroaching because mines or mining is coming. So you see people encroaching. When you go to Bohun, that is Ashanti region, most of the granite have been encroached, even to the extent that there's a quarry called ESM at Bohun. Somebody has gone to build his house on the granite, not even outside the granite, on the granite. Currently, one of the miners, for security reasons, I don't want to mention the name, they are about to start their north mine, and speculative burdens or structures are springing up towards the mine. And they do this at night. They do this at night. So what we are doing as a commission is that, in respect of the granite or the quarries, we have proposed a team, and the team comprises of, or a committee, the district chief executive of that area, of the district, who shall be the chairman. An inspector of mines is a member of that committee. An officer from the Environmental Protection Agency is also a member of the committee. The traditional ruler of the area, because they normally give them the land. Then the assembly man of that area, and 2 members from the Commercial Quarry Association. So this is what we have proposed. In fact, we started during the latter parts of last year, but we went into election. So currently the district chief executives are in place, and we are going to constitute these committees, and it will be inaugurated by our sector minister. So, because many a times when they encroach and you go to the assembly, the inspectors go to the assembly, they say, oh, you don't have building permit. If they don't have building permit, what do? They have to demolish the building. Because in the assembly, they have what we call town and country planning unit. I think they've changed their name. They call them, is it special planning and something unit.
So and you're in touch with the assemblies to help keep the 500-meter
Yes. Yes.
suggestion in place. What happens to those who don't follow all these regulations as we wrap up?
In respect of the holders of this certificate, if you don't follow the law, the regulation says that your certificate either can be endorsed, withdrawn, or cancelled. Then again, you can also be fined. The company can be fined. In terms of Regulation 56 of LI 2182, $10,000. You will be given a date by which you are to pay the fine. If you don't pay, Regulation 57 says that as long as the fine stays, every day you pay $1,000. Then, in terms of the assemblies or the quarries, those who don't follow the explosive regulation or the mining regulations, we can even close your quarry down. Or the mining company, whole mining company can be closed down. Because we are close with that power to do that. That is why we do what we call constant workshop for them, so that they will adhere to the tenets of the regulations.
What's your final comment on the explosives management and safety regulations, and what's the key call for players in that industry?
Well, my final comment is that you know, when you read Article 24 of the Constitution, which is the supreme law of the land, it says that every employer shall make sure that his employees work in a safe, conducive, and healthy environment. So it's important that all workers who are trained to handle explosives periodically are made to go through retraining, induction, and also be abreast with the law, so that they will not do anything that will affect the community or the mine. Because we look at two things: affecting the community and also affecting the community, affecting the mine and the community in which the mine is situated.
Thank you so much for sharing a part of your morning with us. Mr. Richard Kofi is the Chief Inspector of Mines at the Minerals Commission. He's been telling us about the explosives management and safety as per the Minerals and Mining Explosives Regulation 2012 LI 2177. We've got quite a number of things on the program today. You can get a license to handle explosives if you're put forward as a candidate by a mining company. So there is some criteria you would have to meet, including passing a CID criminal background check. So an ex-convict cannot be licensed to handle explosives. There are special vehicles that transport explosives as well, and they also must meet certain criteria. There's a buffer of 500 meters that needs to be maintained in order to safely carry out the explosions that are needed to get us all the stuff for building roads and building other facilities for the country. So all this feeds into the knowledge basket that we've been building up with the Minerals Commission every Wednesday morning right here on GTV Breakfast. And Mr. Richard Kofi has been helping us with today's conversation. Thank you, sir, and we'll see you again hopefully another time. Thank you for joining the conversation. We'll take a break, and when we return, the show continues. We'll be back.
From GBC Studio 1, this is the Breakfast Show.
Good morning.
It's a good morning, and we serve you breakfast.
Not just any breakfast.
Sizzling healthy.
And there's much more on offer on GTV Breakfast.
So what's your pleasure, Danvotrasia, at that time of the morning?
You want it served buffet style, complimentary breakfast?
On-site restaurant.
Or room service?
We've got you covered.
From Monday to Friday at 6 a.m.
With a trusted team.
So never skip breakfast.
On GTV Breakfast.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
It's a good morning, and we serve you breakfast.
Not just any breakfast.
Sizzling healthy.
Yeah, all the time. Okay, let's take a peek. I brought my spine.
There are certain things that we do to help the children with their brushing.
And there's much more on offer on GTV Breakfast.
You want it
is it? Can I show what is written on the back?
Yes, definitely.
Where's the camera?
Just stand and turn.
So what's your pleasure, Dan Votras, at that time of the morning? So never skip breakfast.
On GTV Breakfast.
From Monday to Friday at 6 a.m.
We've got you covered with a trusted team.
Live from GBC Studio 1, this is the Breakfast Show.
Good morning.
It's a good morning, and we serve you breakfast.
Live from GBC Studio 1, this is the Breakfast Show.
There is a special school in the house this morning. The very first second cycle institution established in the northern part of the country. So at the time it was the Northern Territory of the Gold Coast, Tamale Secondary School, Tamasco. Now they're called Tamale Senior High School. Established in 1951 by the then British colonial masters, they've come a long way from a school that was set up to provide opportunities for young people from that part of the country to acquire knowledge and skills. And today, they have a ton of big names up their sleeve. And as they mark their 70th anniversary, a number of them have joined us at the table, two of them, to talk about their school and invite you and I to join the celebrations. So right next to me, Mr. Daniel Bukari. He's an old student of Tamasco from the 1976 year group. Mr. Bukari, good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, very welcome. And right next to him is Madame Paula Lawyer, also an old student of Tamasco, and she is with the 1986 year group. So a number of 89 year group, a number of years separating your two sides, but you seem to get along fabulously. I was watching you from across the room. Is that the kind of thing that being part of the Northern Light gives you? Because that's what Tamasco people are referred to. The school is referred to as the Light of the North.
Exactly so. Exactly so.
Okay, tell us about Tamasco.
Yeah, just like you rightly said, it was established in 1951 with a pioneer group of 20 boys. Then 8 years later, we had 8 girls joining the school. The school started with the O-level and A-level programs. Today things have changed. The SSS program, which I believe the headmaster can talk more on that. The school was so unique in that we had the junior school and the senior school. The junior school was made up of Form 1 and 2 boys, and then the whole of the girls. The girls were not many then. At most, the whole year, you could get 66 or 70 girls. Then Form 3 to Upper 6 were on the senior school. Now, so Form 1, Form 2, then the Form 2s moved to the senior school after a year. So you, the Form 1s, now you become the seniors in the junior school, housing those incoming people. So you have 3-year groups bonding very well. Because I go in 71, I met those who were there in 70. The 70 group moves out, and then the 72 year comes in, and then we also bond together. So that makes the school very unique.
And I'm sure that as you're gearing up to mark 70 years of existence, there are some successes you would want to share with us. I'll pick your thoughts on this, Laura. Paula.
Yes, a lot of them. We've achieved a lot. One, we'll be able to blend the North and the South. We've had a lot of people being past students from the school in all spheres of life. Politics, medicine, just name it. We have all our people who have achieved a lot for us.
Notable names?
Our current Vice President.
I was waiting for you to say that.
Yes, His Excellency Mohamed Bawumia is an old boy. The current Speaker of Parliament, Honorable Bagben, is an old boy. Honorable Henry Dusu is an old boy. Honorable Muntaka is an old boy. That's in politics. We have a lot of other people who have made it big and are serving the nation in different capacities. We have Professor Joshua Labi, he's an old boy. We have Dr. Ali Nachia, the tax expert, as an old boy. We have Theresa Opombeko. Bequeen. She's an old girl. We have several of them. Honorable Otiko Jaba is an old girl. We have both male and female past students who have done a lot for the country, not only for our alma mater, but for Ghana.
With the kind of names you are dropping, then I'm sure Tamasco will not have any problems at all, because the Vice President, the Speaker of Parliament, former Ministers of State, current Ministers of State. So surely all your problems would vanish.
Even Ghana has problems as a nation. So yes, but achieved a lot, and they've done a lot to support us. They've done so much for the school. We have Ibrahim Hammer of Engineers and Planners, Jata Cement Fame, who has done a lot for the school. People have come in to support, but we are growing, and because of what we've achieved, many more want to be part of the school. So we are expanding, and we still need that support to move ahead, to maintain the name as the torchbearer of the North. Yes.
Torchbearers of the North. I quite like the Northern Light. I find it so fascinating. A lot of times we see old students coming in to support the school and students, current students, to get over some of the challenges in the school. Is that something that you also do at Tamasco?
Exactly so. You know, she even forgot to mention the late Aliu Mama, also an old student of Tamasco.
God rest his
The list, you can't, we don't want to, and some even want to remain anonymous, you know. Yeah, students, past students of Tamasco always go back to help. In fact, it's one of our cardinal principles. Give back to Tamasco what Tamasco has given you. And so year in, year out, whatever they can contribute, all Tamasco, with their widow's mite, they give back to Tamasco. And that is what is sustaining the school. Yes, the problems I could mention, they are there. But for the old students' contribution, Tamasco wouldn't have been what it is today.
We have a team on the ground, and we will be monitoring activities there very shortly, because there's a lot happening at Tamasco, and we'll be joining our Northern Regional Correspondent, Mutala Issa, to give us a feel of what's happening in Tamale Senior High School. Good morning, Mutala.
All right, thank you very much, and you are welcome to the grounds for the 70th anniversary celebration of the Tamale Senior High School. This school was founded in 1953, and I beg your pardon, in 1951, and they are celebrating their 70th anniversary on Saturday. In the background, you can see the cadets rehearsing ahead of the day, and this cadet is one of the most distinguished cadets in Ghana, because they have produced some distinguished military personnel across the globe, who have served across the globe. Mention can be made of Air Vice Marshal Samson OJ, the current General Officer commanding the Northern Command, the Brigadier General Ayi, and also we have former Defense Minister Joshua Abidu. All of them will do this cadet. Ahead of the anniversary, the campus is being whitewashed. There's cleanup exercise going on. I have here the headmaster, some old students and current students of the school. I want to find out from them what makes Tamasco tick. The argument has always gone across northern Ghana. Which is the best school in Tamale in northern Ghana? Is it Tamasco? Is it Navasco? Is it Ghana Secondary School? We do have here the headmaster, Reverend Azika. Thank you very much for your time. You are live on Ghana television. What can you tell us ahead of the 70th anniversary celebration?
Well, I just want to invite all the old boys and girls across the country to come home. Let us celebrate our alma mater. 70 years is a good journey, and we need to sit down, take stock of where we have come from, and then to dream again where we are going. There's still more to cover.
There is still more to cover. I can see the cadets. Apart from the cadets, what other attractions should we be expecting on Saturday?
On Saturday, there will be traditional showcase. A number of chiefs will come here in their regalia. Then we have our cultural troupe would all do a very good display. And then there will be presentation of prizes. The president will be here to address us, the president of the nation, His Excellency Nana Dankwa Akufo will be here. And the vice president, as an old boy, would also be here. Yes.
Now, talking about the Vice President Mahmoud Bawumia, Tamasco is great for producing two vice presidents. Coincidentally, these two persons all came from the same house within Tamasco. Can you share with us what is the secret behind this house? What's the name of this house?
Well, the house is Weber House. That is the first house of the school. And then at a certain time, it normally takes the largest number of students before the other houses. So in terms of population, it has set up more people than the other houses.
Thank you very much, Headmaster. We will also try Lawyer Issa. He is a former student of the school and PTA. Chairman of the old students. Okay, chairman of the Old Students Association. Talking about old students, at GBC, we have Professor Amin Al-Hassan, who passed through here. I am told he's called a Russian. His group are referred to as Russians here in Tamasco. Let's first of all find about that. Why are they referred to as the Russians?
Tamasco, and then there were students from other schools, Tabasco, Ghana School, Boku, Wild, Laura, and other places, who came to Tamasco sixth form. And these people were seen as foreigners. And the name that was given to them was Russians. So anyone who did not attend Form 5 in Tamasco but came to sixth form is called a Russian. But you know, the educational system has now changed. Now we only have 3 years. We have 3 years. So we don't have people coming from other schools like in the past. So we now have a unitary system in Tamasco. There are no more Russians and there are no more Tamascans. Everybody is Tamascan. So for Prof. Amin and others who came to sixth form, they are Tamascans. They are no longer what? Russians.
What made Tamasco thick during your period? Why would somebody at the time choose to come to Tamasco instead of Navasco or even Ghana Secondary School or even Agri Memorial down south? Why would somebody choose to come to Tamasco in the first place?
Tamasco was, and it continues to be, as we speak, the leading secondary school in Ghana. You are mentioning people coming from other schools. We had students
from other countries. We had students from other West African countries, and we had friendship with schools in Burkina Faso, GMK, and then Nyamdu in northern Togo. So Tamasco was an outstanding school which provided greater opportunities for young people, and I'm one of them. I came to Tamasco from Moshizongo in Tamale, and there were a lot of other people from my community who also came. The former governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Isaac Nashiru, Vice President Mahmoud Baumia stayed in Moshizongo, and students came from all over the country. When school reopened, you see students coming from Takoradi, Accra, Tema, Kumasi, and other towns in the country. So the teaching, the discipline, and the training in Tamasco was unique. It was so unique. We had an outstanding headmaster in the person of Alhaji Rahim Badamoshi, who ensured that everything in the school went on well. We have some of the leading old students in this who are playing very key roles in all aspects of our national life. Tamasco has produced 2 vice presidents under the Third Republic. His Excellency, under the Fourth Republic, His Excellency Alhaji Aliu Mama, and now the current Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, with whom we were all in Tamasco together. He was a Weimar House.
Welcome back. We've just taken you up north on the wings of technology to Tamale Senior High School as preparations get underway for the celebration of their 70th anniversary this weekend. 2 old students are at the table with me here in Accra, and they've been talking about their school and trying to get all of us to come and support them in that anniversary. Mr. Daniel Bukari and Madam Paula Loria are at the table, and you've heard the headmaster. He's, spoken very highly about the school. Someone sent a message and said you're only mentioning politicians' names. What about people in other sectors? I'm sure they are, but because of time, we're unable to do that. So the anniversary is this weekend. What should we expect? What's going to happen? What are the activities we should look forward to seeing?
Last week, a number of schools in the north celebrated some of the 50, 60 years. And they were so happy. Very proud that they were celebrating 50, 60 years. What about we who are 70? Can you imagine the joy? And can you even imagine that there's no school like Tamasco? I can't just wait for the day.
What should we expect?
We have a lot of people who are coming in from outside, old boys and girls. Like the headmaster rightly said, the president of the nation will be there, his vice will be there, Dr. Ibn Chambers is already there, Professor Joshua Labi is already there. And somebody said we're only mentioning politicians. The list, if you want to mention, will not go. I also just want to chip in that we ever had a Tamascan who was the captain of the Black Stars. And he captained the Black Stars at the time that he was a graduate. And whilst in camp, he would teach his colleagues written and communication skills, because after matches they are interviewed and sometimes they are not able to express themselves. He took time, and that was the training he got from Tamasco. He passed it on.
I'm looking forward to the Saturday. I guess is the main event. Paula, what will be your key expectations ahead of is it the speech and prize giving day? Yes. Okay,
I'm excited that it's been so many years since we left school. Some of us left school. And I'm going to meet some of my form mates, classmates for the first time after several years
1989 year group.
89. It's a long way away, yes. Some have been, outside the country all this while. We plan to be, my year group has planned something. We have a presentation to make. Other year groups are doing same. We are going to be socialized, go back to our dormitory. It's sad that my dormitory is not as it used to be.
You're not part of the Russians?
No. I was in Pattinson House. Okay. It used to be a round hut, very cool inside. We had these earthenware pots where we drank very chilled water without fridges. It was exciting. This time they've pulled it down and put up, other blocks, and I'm not happy about that because we enjoyed the round huts, the union. So it's going to be so nice, exciting. It's homecoming for us.
Okay.
So yes, there was a float, and that's over. There's been a lot of activities, but for Saturday, the key activity will be the speech and prize giving day, and we are happy. We have the whole president of this republic going to grace the occasion for us. We'll meet and have fun. It's just coming for us.
What's the theme for the celebration, and why did you choose that?
It's Tamasco at 70, leading secondary school in northern Ghana.
Leading,
yeah.
Because you believe that you are the leaders.
We are.
You remain the leaders.
We are.
You lead the other people who are 50, 60.
Yeah. Yeah. And,
okay, go on.
I'm so excited that I've been told that the basketball court will be named after the fellow who introduced basketball into Tamasco in 1971. I was a basketballer, and so I'm so excited that this event is going to take place.
Oh, maybe you have the opportunity to try a few dribbles. You never know.
Yeah.
Okay, so Tamasco at 70 happening on the school premises this Saturday. Let's all rally round, go and support the Northern Lights, the leaders in education. That's their theme for their 70th anniversary celebration. Speech and prize giving day on Saturday, expected to be graced by the president, possibly the vice president, who is an old student of Tamasco. His Excellency, good morning. And yes, so you will just sign us off very beautifully by singing your school anthem, because I don't know it. So I'll just hand over to you, and then when you finish singing, we'll consider the program a wrap. Mr. Daniel Bukari, an old student of Tamasco, 1976 year group, and Madame Paula Loria, old student Tamasco, 1989 year group, and they've been talking about Tamasco, and now they sing their song.
Tamale Secondary School has a wonderful opportunity to be the light of Northern Ghana. We her children must be bold and brave, sincere and faithful, happy and gay. We stand and strive for the glory of our school. We her children must be bold and brave, sincere and faithful, happy and gay. We stand and strive for the glory of our school.
And if that does not inspire you, I don't know what will. Thank you, gentlemen and lady, for being a part of the program. Tamasco is the Northern Light, and they are inviting you to their 70th anniversary on Saturday. The breakfast show continues after the break. The yellow couch is warming up, and Valerie will take over thanks to Ethel Tigo. We'll be back.
From GBC Studio 1, this is the breakfast show. Every day he has a drink. GBC Studio 1, this is the breakfast show. Live from GBC Studio 1, this is The Breakfast Show.
Good morning. It's a good morning, and we serve you breakfast.
Not just any breakfast.
Sizzling helping.
And there's much more on offer on GTV Breakfast.
So what's your pleasure than Votras here at that time of the morning?
You want it served buffet style, complimentary breakfast?
On
Live from GBC Studio 1, this is The Breakfast Show.
Good morning. It's a good morning, and we serve you breakfast.
Not just any breakfast.
Sizzling helping.
And there's much more on offer on GTV Breakfast.
So what's your pleasure than
Live from GBC Studio 1, this is The Breakfast Show. Live from GBC Studio 1, this is The Breakfast Show.
Good morning. It's a good morning, and we serve you breakfast.
Not just any breakfast.
Sizzling helping.
And there's much more on offer on GTV Breakfast.
So what's your pleasure than Votras here at that time of the morning?
You want it served buffet style, complimentary breakfast?
On-site restaurant.
Or room service.
We've got you covered.
From Monday to Friday at 6 a.m.
With a trusted team.
So never skip breakfast.
On GTV Breakfast. Good morning, my neighbors.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
It's a good morning, and we serve you breakfast.
Not just any breakfast.
Sizzling helping.
Yeah, all the time. Okay, let's take a peek. I brought my spine.
There are certain things that we do to help the children with their brushing.
And there's much more on offer on GTV Breakfast.
You want it served buffet style?
On-site restaurant.
Complimentary breakfast?
Off of your plate should be vegetables. So in my lifetime, I haven't seen Ghana Black Stars win an African Cup.
Can I show what is written on the back?
Yes, definitely.
Wait.
Welcome back. And so if you guys could see what's going on behind the scenes, you understand the reason for my smile when we came back on. And so we are going to be meeting the two people who are leading this course, and I'm sure they are part of the organizers. They are musicians first, though, so we are going to meet them. But first, because I'm a woman and I'm going to be biased here, hi, Queen Ellie Vava.
Hello.
And then Ecolmania.
Hi.
Before we even talk about the music festival, look, we have to have a feel of what you sound like. What kind of music do you make?
Contemporary African music, Ghanaian folk music, Africa folk, Africa funk, jazz, Afro beats, Afro whatever, Afro fusion.
Okay, so can I pick a genre for you, or you pick the song to do? Will you pick a song to do?
I'll do a song from me, something that I think they may know over the years now.
So, yeah. Okay, so here's Ellie Vava to the world.
Okay. Ellie Vava, jolie Vava, Ellie Vava, jolie Vava. Oh, 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 Ellie Vava, bonalo. Oh, 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 Ellie Vava, bonalo. Oh, yeah, Ellie Vava, bonase. Oh, yeah, Ellie Vava, bonase. You want more?
Wow.
Welcome to my humble,
yes, I want
more. Humble home, humble,
Okay. So that's Ellie Vava. She's serving us some vocals right there. I like that. Echo, just because you're also a musician, we have you here. I've finished with Ellie Vava, and I can come to the male side.
Yeah.
Please serenade us. Give Ghanaians a feel of your voice and your music.
Wiazia ye way wayen basa. Ehia for rebre esika for so rebro. Into one time some American.
If you two I won't say no one fight.
Nanyin, that's fine. That's your entry into the breakfast show, and we love it. Okay, so what is our music festival, and what inspired it? How did it come together? And
yeah, our music festival is like our music. I thought of it and called Elivava, got Mr. Pat Thomas, KK Kabobo, Akable, and more people, Makabo Band.
Wow.
We all got together after the burial of my mother. I just came in September to bury her. She passed away, 87. So the celebration, all these musicians were there. Amanziba also, and Jeduble Ambule, Pesa Simon. So during the celebration, I thought, this is our music. And it's nice, everybody playing high life, jazz, funk, reggae, percussion, adowa.
Pure Ghanaian
music. So I thought we should do something like that. And in middle of October, we thought of this. So it's a short
period.
And it's happening tomorrow night at Alliance Française.
Tomorrow night at Alliance Française. Okay, are we buying tickets? What time does it begin? Where do we need to get tickets from?
Yeah, it's 6 p.m. till 11 or more when people
6
are there.
p.m. till Mama calls?
Yes.
Okay, tomorrow is Thursday, yes.
And
so
ticket was online, but now you can get ticket at the venue.
Tickets at the venue, which is Alliance Française.
Yeah, it's 100 CDs.
100 CDs. Is that for regular? Is that VIP
it's
tickets?
It's standard for everybody.
Everybody's 100 Ghana CDs. Okay, so some of the seasoned acts that we'll have on, we have Pat Thomas will be there.
KK Kabobo.
Sure. Elivava is playing as well.
Elivava is
on.
super dupe on. Sewa Crunchy, she plays Seprewa.
Okay.
She will be there too to grace the
okay. So apart from the fact that we have all of you seasoned musicians on one bill, we have people who are playing the traditional Ghanaian instruments as well. So it's a musical affair through and through. Alrighty, is there a red carpet?
I'll see you there.
Red carpet.
I'll see you there. Is there a red carpet? So we begin exactly at 6 p.m. Tickets are going for 100 Ghana cedis at Alliance Française. Right. Anything else you want the public to know? Maybe we can find you on social media.
Yes, you can find my
president is speaking. Our president is speaking pretty shortly, and we're going to pick his opening address. So we are hard pressed for time. Where do you find you on social media?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You can find my music on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. You can also buy from Amazon, iTunes, and others.
What's the spelling of your handle, the name?
ELIVAVA, straight. That's it.
ELIVIVA, straight on all platforms.
Yeah, VAV, every
Elivava on all platforms.
Yeah.
Echo, how about you?
Same to me too, like Echo Mania, aka Echo Alabi Savage. So that's the name they know. Echo
Alabi Savage.
Echo Mania is like artist name.
Okay. So Echo Mania.
Find me everywhere: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube.
Right.
Amazon,
right.
Everywhere.
Okay, so because we have the two of you here, and do you play an instrument?
No, I play a little bit of drums.
Okay.
Yeah, and a little bit of flute, but I'm still learning.
But I use my voice. Yeah. How about you, Akko? Do you play?
I'm a drummer, official percussion and drums.
Okay.
I play guitar.
Okay. So I'm asking you this because we are at an age where we are driving all our creative artists, especially those in the music industry, to perhaps learn how to play an instrument, or perhaps the biggest thing we have, which most of our Nigerian counterparts have over us, is playing live band. So maybe you want to give us a little tips. Are there going to be live music? Is going to be a live musical performance?
It's all live,
beginning to end.
Live.
It's all live.
All true.
There's nothing playback.
No playback.
Yeah.
Instruments, drums, bass, guitar,
pure music,
trumpets, saxophone, keyboards, guitars, congas, cowbells,
everything else. Okay, so let's talk content generally, musical content. You guys are being around, you play instruments, you work with seasoned acts as well. What are your general views about music industry? I think we are doing brilliant.
In Ghana?
Yes, in Ghana. I think we're doing brilliant.
we can do more. There's more because it's not balanced, not really balanced. When you talk about traditional African music from Ghana, we are not selling it that much out there. I think we have to bring, and also on the media, we need your support to be able to play this traditional music. When people come into the country, they should be able to hear this, what we are, like who we really are, so that the other ones too can also support. So we need this balance.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. The media will take you on that. How about you, Eko? Final words, anything you want us to know?
Like the music is growing, but like my sister said, we need to push our music. You know, too much of copying is going on, like copy different music from different era.
Yeah.
Different countries.
Different countries and different genres, yes.
We need to play our music, the Adwa, the Kmalogo, the Apatrampa, fuse it up, you know, and then we can sell the future, you know.
Sell Ghana properly.
Yeah, our children, we should teach the children. Even the food is changing, you know, what we eat. We were talking about food
behind
the
the
other
scenes.
day.
He was saying that how difficult it was for him to get Kilewele around his area.
People don't eat the kokonte, they hide. People don't eat the akpele, they hide, you know. Everything is Indomie. Last night, my sisters were hungry. Everywhere was Indomie. Where is the comic again now?
Thank you.
Where is the Abulika
Thank
Klo?
you.
Where is the band for we sing?
Thank you, Eko. Thank you, Eko. And Queen Baba. We'll see you tomorrow at Alliance Française. And it starts 6 p.m. tomorrow at Alliance Française. Tickets are going for a cool 100 Ghana cedis, and you can get the tickets right there at the venue. Thank you guys for staying with us. We've loved having you. Thank you for inviting us to your homes, your offices, and everywhere. The hashtag to follow is GTV Breakfast. We are grateful. Thank you very much. And this is where we call it a wrap.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Live from GBC Studio 1.